Hi everybody, it's me, Teresa Perrin, and I want to discuss ticker TME, which is Tencent Music with you. Guys, this is up 52% already this week, and I think it's going to continue with this uptrend. We're going to discuss why in this video. And guys, I do want to let you know that Chinese stocks are starting to come back to life. The president has said that COVID restrictions, he's, releasing his policies, or relaxing, I should say, not releasing, relaxing his policies, which has been very positive for these stocks as of this week. Again, Chinese stocks are very volatile, guys. We need to know that. And what's said one day can change the next. So just, be very careful. But these make excellent trades for right now. Is it something that you want to hold in your portfolio long term? At this point, I personally am hesitant. However, I am more than happy to trade them, and you can do quite well. So without further adu, let's get started. Please smash that like button for me. They did have earnings, which is why we are seeing this we'll get an exceptional move to the upside. But we also have other Chinese stocks like Alibaba still to report earnings this week, which is why I think that these will continue. Okay, so around 12:53 this afternoon, this article came out from Seeking Alpha saying that Tencent Music Entertainment jumps 30% on strong Q3 performance. And guys, yes, absolutely. The earnings were better than expected, so it certainly helped push this along this week. They do have a free float of 837.51 million shares with an average volume of 9.46 million. Today, it traded 30.73 million shares during market hours. The 52-week low was $2.95 and a 52-week high of $8.86. The 2-year high is over $32, which we're going to look at the technical analysis at the end of this video. This does get a buy rating. 23 analysts have rated this. 26 give it a buy, 22% give it a strong buy, 43% give it a hold, and 9% give it an underperform, with price targets between $3.68 and $8.19, with an average of $5.71. Now, another reason why I think it could continue to move upwards tomorrow is very often the day after earning announcements, you start to see analysts upgrade or downgrade the stock and increase or decrease price targets. So, let's see what happens in the morning. Do we get some analysts that upgrade it and give it increased price targets? Because that would help it to continue to trend higher. Now, as you can see from the technical analysis, we are getting a strong bullish signal with short-term and medium-term uptrend. Long-term is still showing the downtrend, guys, because it's been in a downtrend for 2 years. So it needs to, continue this pattern for a little bit longer before you start to see that switch over. This is just to show you that today we were up 30.56% or $1.36. In the after hours, we have pulled back a few cents, completely normal. On the week, we're up 52.38%. But guys, over the past year, we're still down 34.40%. So as you can see, there's lots of room to run. And in 5 years, we're still down 59.15%, guys. And that's just from right here where it IPO'd at. Never mind the fact that it got up to $32. That's even more that we're down if you consider the all-time highs. According to Ortex, the short interest on this stock is only 3.79% with 2.54 days to cover. So clearly they didn't take into account the volume that it got today. And if they did, then that's kind of crazy. But there's plenty of shares if they decide they want to short this down. Just want to make you aware of that. And the cost to borrow is next to nothing, 0.42%. And interestingly enough, guys, check out the amount of trading that's been being done over the past 2 weeks in the dark pool. Anywhere between 54.32% and 71.16%. I'm sorry, this is the amount of short trading that's been done in the dark pool. So the short volume ratio. And today it was 64.88%. So today, with the price being up 30%, they still were shorting it, 64% of all the dark pool trades. Does that make sense? I don't know. Sounds like they have some reason to try to keep this down, and I'm kind of curious to know what it is. But like I said, these Chinese stocks have been really beat up very hard, and they could be, you know, on the verge of a massive breakout that just keeps going, like short squeezing. And just because it says that that's what the short squeeze number is, I'm sorry, but I don't buy it. Anyways, we're going to go with what's in front of us, so we won't speculate on that. Failure to delivers, guys, clearly are not even coming into question. There are none due tomorrow. And to be perfectly honest, as of 10/25, it was down to 16 shares. And then, interestingly enough, the following week, it was up to 124,000 shares. So maybe it's getting into a little bit of troubled territory here. Not quite sure. We won't know for another 2 weeks till we get more information on that. But as far as these 2 weeks, guys, they've covered these shares. So that's not a concern. And at this point, there's plenty of shares left to borrow. Now let's look at the TA. So right now we're looking at the daily 1-year chart. And as you can see, the 13 has crossed above the 20 SMA, which is a very bullish sign. We want to see both of these continue to curl to the upside, cross above the 48, then above the 200 SMA. I do believe that we can get a continuation from here. As you can see, the MACD is still under the blue wave, but it is starting to curl up. We want this to cross over. Now, the RSI is slightly extended. It does have some more room to run technically, you know, depending on if this is starting potentially a squeeze to occur, guys, or if we get a slight pullback before making a move further to the upside, you know, bringing that RSI, you know, above 50, but just slightly below the top. Let's take a look at the 5-year chart real quickly. Actually, the 2-year chart, I think, will show me what I want to show you. So I just want to give you an idea about how much room this has to run. Obviously, Chinese stocks have been beat down extremely hard, and I'm bringing this to your attention because of everything going on with China this week. There's a lot of Chinese earnings, and I do think that it can continue a move upward. If you look at the 2-year chart, there was a high of $32 here. If we look at a 5-year chart, let's see if it's even higher. No, it's not, but we're still significantly below where it was 5 years ago. It was trading, you know, in that $12 range at the start of 5 years ago. So it is significantly less than it's been in a very, very long time. So in my opinion, there's a lot of room to run in this. And look at even the volume. Today's the first day it really got much of a volume increase, which isn't even significant. Compared to what it's done in the past. The volume's been very low in these Chinese plays, guys, because nobody's been wanting to touch them. However, with their earnings and with other Chinese earnings coming out this week, with the international conference going on right now, the GT20, or, well, they're calling it the GT19 because of Russia, but whatever. We're not going to get into the politics here. I just believe that this could be the start of something big, which is why I want to call it to your attention now. Better to put it on your radar early than to miss a complete run. I wish I saw this yesterday or had an expectation that this was going to happen, because then we would have been in a lot earlier. But it is what it is. We can still take advantage of a nice move to the upside if it does continue. So here, looking at the 5-minute chart, as you can see, the MACD is trading above the blue wave. We want this now, this red, to curl up above the green again, which it will do, hopefully tomorrow. And the 13's just slightly crossed under the 48 SMA. Again, in the morning, I would love to see this cross back to the upside and continue on. And it's very normal what it's doing right now. It made its run. It's consolidated. Now we're looking to see, can this run continue tomorrow? And I do believe it is definitely possible. The RSI is just under 50. I'd like it to get back over 50 as volume comes in. But again, guys, it's the end of the day and the volume drops off. Let's look at a 15-minute. Okay, excellent. So on the 15-minute chart, you can see the 13's just touching the 20 now. Again, I want to see that same thing. It curled back to the upside, but the 13 and the 20 are above the 48 SMA. This is very bullish, and all three are above the 200. I like to see that. and we are still maintaining an RSI of 60. Again, I want to see this red start to curl back up and cross above the green for a move back to the upside. All right, guys, that's all I have for you on TME. Thank you so much for watching and have a great night.